Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Kenny. Listen, folks, we have had so much rain. We're getting ready to do a video, but we've had to really just give things a break because we have had so much rain. And it's still raining, still misting, and they're still giving us more rain. But you stick around, and we're going to show you how you can, now it's coming up on Memorial Day weekend, and you're ready to open up your pool. Most of you that own a pool, you're going to open it up this weekend. And that's me as well. So we're going to do the same. We've already got ours opened up. But I want to talk to you about how you can, well, let me ask you first, how do you heat your pool in the summertime? Of course, you will probably tell me that you do it with the sun. And of course, everybody, the sun just heats your pool naturally without doing anything else to it. But for some people like me, you have got to have an additional pool heater. I'm talking about a solar powered heater, not like an electrical solar power. I'm talking about a solar power to where that the sun just beams down on top of your panel and heats your pool. I want to show you how you can do this. If you're on a budget, I want to show you how you can do it really, really cheap and save some money. So you stick around and I'm going to show you how to do it, okay? Okay, folks, I'm at my pool site right here. As you can see, my pool is opened up right now, and you can see that my water is green. I had to, this has been covered. We kept it covered this winter, but we had to open it up really early because we had to do some pool repairs. And I'll talk to you about that maybe a little bit later. But as you can see, I had to do some pool repairs. But this thing, we just got the salt put into it last night, and we have got the chlorinator turned on. It is a saltwater pool, yes, it's above ground. And it is salt water. I like to use salt because really it does a better job for us than chemicals. This pool is 16 wide, it's 32 feet long, and it's 54 inches deep, and it holds about 15,000 gallons of water. Now that's a lot of water, and we have to have some extra heating to keep this thing really, really warm. In order to enjoy the pool, we have to have an additional heater. So I want to show you how that maybe you have, or maybe you don't have, or maybe you would like to have something to heat your pool if it's in the neighborhood of the size of mine. Now this thing really requires a lot of extra heat in order to be able to enjoy it. But I want to show you something that I rigged up. Yes, I like to rig things. I like to do a lot of times things that other people say, I really don't think I would like to do that. But for me, it's a challenge, and I like a good challenge, and I like to do things. To my left and to your left, I am pointing over here. Now you have probably seen this thing in another video or two that I did previously. You've probably seen this thing. There is a thing that you can get. It's called a solar panel. You can get it and you can lay it flat down on the ground. As long as it's in the sun, you can place it down there and run your hose to it and run it to your pool, and you can get additional heating and water for your pool. I rigged this thing up, and I will show you what it is like. There's a lot of water behind my pool. It comes out of the mountain and it stays wet a lot, except in really midsummer it dries up quite a bit, pretty much dry. But this is my solar panel. This thing is put up on a platform that's made out of scrap lumber. So it did not cost me anything. I could not lay it down flat on the ground because there's a lot of water here, and this thing needs to be away from the water in order to get maximum heat from the sun. So I've got it up about 5 foot off the ground. It's very unlevel here. As you can see, this is a hillside. But I've got a 5 foot, it's about 4.5 feet wide, this solar panel that I have. My wife picked this up. I think she got it at QVC, or she might have got it at Amazon, Walmart. I don't remember. We've had this thing for about 6 years, and we have been using it. And keep in mind that before we got this, my entire family, they complained about the pool being cold all summer long. And they had a right to complain because it really was. It was cold. So some of them just said, I quit. I'm not going to bother going in it because it's too cold for me and I can't stand it. So my wife picked this up, and when I first, it's about 20 feet long, about 4 feet wide, about 20 feet long. I'm going to give you a tour of it and show you what it looks like. When we first opened up the box of this thing, I thought, oh my God, that thing is totally worthless. I've got concrete blocks up on it, and it's up on some metal. It's on top of some metal, which of course this makes, it's black, so that makes it a big thing there with the sun. It helps to heat it quicker, and on top of that, it's got the panels of metal underneath it, which heats it a whole lot more. But I thought right out of the box that this was a waste of money. I think she paid about $200 for it. Now that's a lot of money. A lot of times people, especially in a pandemic like we have now, that's a lot of money. I don't know exactly if it would cost that, or it may not cost that much. It may cost more than that now because, like I said, we've had this for about 4 or 5 years. Excuse me, about 5 to 6 years. Up here, as I'm pointing, you can see I've got some black plastic line. It's actually water line, very simple. It's just hard black plastic, and you can lay it down on top of the ground. Now the sun is supposed to heat up this weekend. I don't know how warm or how cold it's going to be in your part of the country, but here it's going to be, they're giving up to about 90 degrees this Memorial Day. So you're going to be looking for a warm place if you live where it's going to be 90 degrees like we do here. So this is going to come in handy, and we will utilize it, believe me. But that pipe, that stuff is optional from this heater. That pipe that you see there, it is just 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch size pipe that you can pick up at Lowe's, Home Depot, any farm store. But keep in mind, the people that make these things, they recommend that you hook it up to your system. And I'm talking about to your pump, in order to get really a good strong supply of water that's moving through your solar panel. They recommend that you hook it up to your system. Now my system is rigged up, you can see hoses everywhere in the world. This used to have a deck here, folks. My whole pool used to have a deck. And where I'm standing right now, and where you see this sand filter and this motor operating, I had to remove the entire deck because I had to do some major pool repairs. And I did that back very early in the spring, before I even thought about opening up the pool. But usually there's a deck here. But getting back to the point about this, it's very difficult to hook up a solar panel heater to your pool system, because I have tried it before, and it actually does a poor job. If you have a very strong, high-powered, high-horsepower motor, it will work. for you. But if your motor is kind of low in horsepower like mine is, it just isn't very effective at all. So I've got a solution to that, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Over here, I'm going to show you how this thing works. In the corner of this pool, now hardly anybody ever goes to the corner of the pool. They like to stay in the middle. If you can see this, I have a 1/4 horsepower sump motor. That's right, it's a sump pump. And most people buy these things to actually drain their basement in time of flooding. Well, I've used this in my basement and they work great for a basement pump. That's why they call them a sump pump. It is a submersible pump, but it's got other uses. And believe me, you will see what I'm talking about when I get ready to show it to you. This is a DIY project. If you're on a budget with your pool and you don't know what you're going to do for an additional way of heating it, then this might be a solution for you. So I'm going to show you this sump pump. I'm pointing my finger here. It's just submerged. It's a submersible pump. It's submerged down to the top of it, and that's all. That's as deep as you need to go with it rather, in order for it to work. So this hard line, this plastic line, runs down here, as you can see, my feet, and this hard line goes into your solar panel. Okay, now I'm going to take you to the other side. As you can see, I've got sand here. I just got the sand put into my sand filter and everything a short time ago. That water line back here comes from your sump pump over there, transfers up on this platform, and that thing holds about 10 gallons of water. But that water is continuously flowing throughout the day while the sun is shining, and it also runs through these other lines. Now these lines are additional. You do not have to have this many lines like I do in order for this to work. You can run the line straight from that end to this end, and this end will run to that end, which is the other end of your pool, which is 32 feet on the other side. See what I mean? But I've got this additional line on this hillside because the sun is going to heat it really, really hot, and it will make it even more effective on top of what the solar panel produces. It's just a little additional thing for a little additional hot water. And really, let me tell you, if you're on a budget and you don't have $200 to spend on one of these things, you can go to the Home Depot or Lowe's or any farm store, and you can get 3/4 inch black plastic water line, and you can run it just like this in a horizontal position, however you want to run it. You can run it that way or straight across, up and down, whichever way you want to run it. As long as the sun can hit it, then you have hot water. There's about 150 feet of this. So I put it in here for that purpose of just a little additional heat. So let me show you how this thing works. Okay? Keep in mind, right here is where your water is going to come out. It starts over there, travels through that line, and it comes completely through this solar powered black panel. And it also curls around here, goes up through there, and runs completely through that tubing, that pipe up there. So I'm going to show you how this thing works. Here is the plug end. All you do is just simply plug it in and let it do its thing. Okay, We've got it turned in. Over there is your water. See? Watch it. It comes out of that line when it runs through this line here, all the way across, all the way down, all the way back up through that line that's laying on the ground, and it comes out down here on the other side of your pool. That's a continuous stream of water, as you can see. That's a 3/4 inch black plastic pipe. That's just a merely regular water line. And that hot water, when the sun is coming down on your pool, it may not be enough, depending on where you live. If you live in a colder climate, it will not, the sun will not heat your pool enough for you to enjoy it. But with an additional heater right beside your pool, whether it be on a platform or be lying down on the ground, as long as the sun can hit it, you're going to have an additional heater to enjoy your pool throughout the summer. This is a cheap way to enjoy your pool, and believe me, it's an investment really worth the money. So I thought I would show you how that works. I've got my chlorinator running, like I said earlier. I've got my salt in my pool, and I should be open for Labor Day, because if it's not, my little 10-year-old granddaughter is going to really be a little upset. She definitely wants to swim. So I thought I would show you this. Thought I would give you just a little bit of an idea how you can save some money and really enjoy your pool this Labor Day. So the water's coming from that pump, traveling through this line and all through that solar panel. That thing is sturdy. It'll last forever. We've had that thing for about 5 or 6 years. And the only thing you got to do, the maintenance on it, is just drain it from that spot right there when it comes time to close your pool down, because you don't want to leave water in it because it might bust. So you can see that water coming out of that. That's the cheapest way I know to heat your pool in the summertime, and you'll be able to enjoy it. So if you like this video, this is a DIY project and anybody can put it together. If you like this video, do subscribe to our channel, and we would appreciate it. And give us a big thumbs up and click that like button. So you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.